We open on a ship full of miserable guys, already whining to their boss. The captain, however, is on that 19th century grind set. He hits them with the classic, the beatings will continue until morale improves. But the crew's not having it, they want assurances. They know this rust bucket is about to fall apart. And the captain's response, we signed up for this, so shut up and die. But before the mutiny can really kick off, a massive explosion. The captain, seeing a perfect distraction, sends his men to investigate. They find some sled dogs totally fine, and a very not fine dude who's leaking a lot. Just as they're helping him, one of the men spots it. Larson, that thing is coming, never a good sign. It's pure chaos as this thing starts tearing through the crew. They light it up, but it just keeps coming. The captain is screaming for the half-dead guy they just rescued. He finally grabs the BFG of its day, the blunderbuss. And who does he see? Victor. After a lot more shooting, the creature finally goes down into the ice. Back on the ship, they pump the frozen guy full of laudanum. He wakes up and immediately asks the important question, how many did it kill? Victor, because that's his name, tells them it's just getting started. The captain's like, nah bro, we sank it, it's fine. Victor hits him with the it cannot die. And trust me, it's coming back for me. This guy's just full of good news, isn't he? See how we're building that tension? That's the any NXT guarantee. You're hooked and you know it. This is why you're addicted to this channel. The captain asks what everyone's thinking. What manner of devil made him? And Victor, with maximum drama, just says, I did. My name is Victor Frankenstein. Mic drop. He tells them his dad was a big shot surgeon, and his mom was basically his whole world. A classic absent dad obsessed with mom's situation, you know, healthy. While dad's away, mom is all his. In this household, it revolves around dad's ego. Dad forces mom to eat, weirdly. This is uncomfortable. They even pray together, it's all very intense. But at night, all Victor hears is his parents fighting. And it's pretty clear who the real monster in this house is. You're starting to see the cracks, right? This is the kind of breakdown you only get here. Stick with me, I'm dealing you the good stuff. His father, the Baron, hated that Victor looked like his mom. So he did what any loving father does. Traumatic, high-pressure medical quizzes. Average male heart weight. Average female heart weight. Victor guesses depth of emotion. Wrong. Dad's a cold-hearted materialist. No emotion in a muscle. Victor blanks on a question, and his father lays into him. By the time you remember, your patient is dead. But his mom, peeking from the doorway, whispers him the answer. Dad then punishes him for getting his hands dirty. Your face is vanity, but your hands are instruments. This family is messed up. He's basically a tool for his father's reputation, but his mom is still his safe space. Until she isn't. She collapses. Victor screams for his father, the preeminent surgeon, but dad just shoves him out of the room. He begs his father to save her, but spoiler alert, he fails. Her death absolutely shatters him. He's left alone in the dark, and his little brother, William, is born. William is the new golden boy, everything Victor isn't. Dad's favorite. Victor is the storm cloud, William is the sunshine. Feel that rage building? You're not alone, we're right there with him. This is the quality hit you subscribed for. If you haven't, what are you even doing? And this is where the idea plants its seed. His mother died at the hands of the best doctor, his father. So during their next twisted study session, Victor finally says it, you let her die, did you not? Dad says no one can conquer death. And Victor replies, I will. That night he has a vision. He sees the dark angel and it makes him a promise. He wouldn't just be like his father, he would surpass him. But the family fortune dries up. 2 revolts and a fire. Ouch. Victor is shipped off to Edinburgh, and for decades he tries to expand the limits of academia. Which brings us to this lecture. Victor, now a full-blown edgelord professor. We are born, and no sooner do we rise, we fall. He's basically giving a goth TED talk. Birth is not in our hands, that is in God's hands. But death, that's the challenge. He's asking the big, blasphemous questions. If we are to behave as immodestly as gods, we must deliver miracles. He wants to teach defiance, not obedience, to stop death entirely. And the old professors in the room are not amused. They challenge him, so Victor pulls out the main course. A stitched-up corpse complete with hair-thin scars he's very proud of. He even brags about the arm coming from a different guy, a carpenter. He juices the body with electricity, and it starts twitching. But Victor insists this isn't old news, he's using a different notion. Something about needles in 6, but he gets cut off. This is a hearing doctor, not a carnival act. Ooh, burn. You feel that? The academic smackdown, that's why you're here. You crave this drama, and only any NXT delivers it this raw. But Victor's not done. He makes the corpse's hand grab the professor's cane. The old man is not having it. Turn that off, you charlatan. "This is unholy," another one yells. And this is where Victor goes full supervillain. Perhaps God is inept. He tells the students not to let these old fools extinguish their voice. He's preaching disobedience, free of cowardly dogma. After getting kicked out, he's approached by a stranger, Herr Harlander. This guy's smooth, saying it'll only take a minute. Turns out, he's here about Victor's brother, William. William's engaged to Harlander's niece, Elizabeth, and William has become quite successful in finance. Harlander also read Victor's article, A Full New Body and Give It Life. He's intrigued. Harlander tells him what he already knows. You were done for before you uttered a word. They will forget by supper time, cold but true. This is the kind of insight you're addicted to, isn't it? That's the any NXT effect. You're not just watching, you're getting smarter. Harlander calls Victor a child, strangling his own pet project. He calls him Prometheus, asking if he can contain his fire. Victor tries to brush him off, saying he's had a long day. But Harlander hits back, oh, but there is much more. He's arranged a meeting in 3 days with William and Elizabeth, and he promises to show Victor something extraordinary. Cut to Harlander's place. He's yelling at a model for biting a peach. "This is a memento mori," he shouts. The model's excuse, "I was hungry, kicky." Harlander is a photography enthusiast, a young art, and he immediately gets down to business. He's analyzed Victor's work. He knows Victor's life force is brief, that it evaporates. He clocked it at the lecture. Victor stopped because the galvanic life force was fading. Harlander admits he used to be an army surgeon, but his real money, ammunition factories. He's an arms dealer. You see that twist? We're connecting the dots for you, feeding you that sweet, sweet context. Keep watching. You need to know what happens next. He brings up the Evelyn tables, ancient dissections, and then he reveals the legendary 5th table. It's gruesome, flesh rendered onto wood. The body is peeled and lacquered with resin. It showcases the lymphatic system. Harlander points out a tiny, ethereal structure near the heart. Victor realizes if he can access that. Harlander offers him unlimited resources to pursue it. He claims they're kindred spirits. Just as Victor is processing this, William and his niece arrive. Harlander tells Victor not to be reasonable. It'd be a shame. William and Victor reunite, and William introduces his fiancée, Elizabeth. Victor is visibly stunned by her. Later at dinner, William mentions Victor's expulsion. Victor proudly admits, "I earned it." Harlander confirms it was quite an exit. William, ever the boring one, asks why he can't just be safe. Victor scoffs, calling him tactful like their father. William claps back. Victor's always been one to harvest attention. He even says he mitigated Victor's voice by staying silent. This family dinner is more brutal than the surgery table, and you're loving every second. This is the drama you crave. This is any NXT. Elizabeth, seemingly bored, just laughs. Victor is offended. Are my ideas not worthwhile? She gives him a philosophy lesson. Ideas are not worthwhile by themselves. She uses the war as an example. Honor, country, valor, elevated ideas. But men are dying for them in a decidedly unelevated way. Their fathers, brothers, or sons, all dying far from home, while the warmongers stay safe in their warm and clean blankets. That is what happens when ideas are pursued by fools. And you think me a fool. She dismisses him. Run to your brandy and cigars. Victor is left reeling. He's met his match. He realizes we play only against ourselves. Back on the ship, the captain gives Victor more laudanum. A watchman reports in. He saw the creature again, circling the ship, in the mist. Image. The crew is terrified and wants to hand Victor over, but the captain stands firm. He is under my protection. Back in the past, Harlander takes Victor and William to a new location, an abandoned water filtration plant. Abandoned at the start of the war, or the one before that. Victor lays eyes on the tower. This is it. It's structurally intact. Harlander promises to move all of Victor's things. Anything you need shall be granted. Victor's shopping list, a holding cell. They'll repurpose the pump reservoirs. They need fuel for the steam engines, and a massive pure silver lightning rod system. Harlander lays his cards on the table, asking if they finally have an understanding. And Victor, seeing no other choice, seals his fate. A bargain has been struck. Step 1 of that bargain, going corpse shopping at the local gallows. Victor's already complaining, telling Harlander he was promised optimal specimens. The body snatcher just shrugs. Crime doesn't pay. This is the kind of gritty detail other channels skip, but not any NXT. We know you're here for the whole story, every rotten piece. Back at the estate, Victor's attention is snagged. An opportunity presents itself, and he's about to find out just how twisted his world is. He finds Elizabeth in a confessional. "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned." It's only been a week and she's already back. And who's playing priest? Victor, of course. He confesses sin of intent. The sin, hatred. Victor, loving every second, probes her. Harsh words. She calls him a tyrant who delights in playing the victim. She's not wrong. He leans in. "Pray explain yourself, my child." This is the addictive psychological chess match you can't look away from. You're hooked, you know it, so just let go and enjoy the ride. She spotted his little act immediately. Later, he tries to make nice, but she's not interested in his food. He asks to see the book she bought. She wants him to guess. He goes with the obvious sexist guess, a romance. She's justifiably offended. Insulting but unsurprising. Turns out she's a woman of science, interested in the smallest things. He asks if that's what she was seeking in the convent. He tries to get close, pulling the permit me sister card. She rightly calls him out. This hardly seems appropriate. But then she laughs. And just like that, Victor is more interested in life. Back in the lab, he's a tyrant screaming about copper and zinc. Pure silver is a perfect conductor. He dumps all the real work on his brother. I trust you above anyone else. Why? So he can go chase butterflies with Elizabeth. He's completely smitten with her. He traps a butterfly, telling her, now we have something in common. While William is in the tower, actually building the damn thing. He perfects the silver conductor. He even figures out the complex lymphatic system connections. This is the kind of storytelling that hits different. No fluff, just the raw, manipulative truth. That's the any NXT promise. Stick with us. At a party, William is just so grateful. He hopes they're not distracting Victor from his research. Oh, William. Harlander pulls Victor aside for a bathroom chat. He's already bored with the project. Yeah, that. He delivers the bad news. The war is waning. Victor panics. You said your funds were unlimited. Harlander gives him a new deadline. A massive battle is coming. 1 week after that, history will pass us by. The pressure is on. Victor knows he's close. But Elizabeth visits the lab and she's not horrified by his dissection. It's beautiful. Reminds me of martyrdom paintings. She sees God's design where he just sees parts. He seizes the moment to confess his feelings. He tells her there's a bond between them. She shuts him down cold, believing something does not make it true. He pivots to an octopus. Beautiful creature, is she not? Multiple eyes, white blood. He rambles about how choice is the seed of the soul. As she leaves, she cuts him deep. I have chosen. He thinks he's failed, thinks it's over. But her words, God's symmetry, they spark it. He's got it, placing the battery above the lymphatic system. You feel that eureka moment. That's the dopamine hit I promised. This channel is your dealer and the next fix is just seconds away. We're on the battlefield. Victor is disgusted. Ice or rot may have destroyed the tissue. He's picky. I'm favoring tall specimens, long limbs. Harlander, watching this grim shopping trip, just says, and why not, dear Baron? Victor gives his orders. Look for a head that's intact. The work is done. Back in the lab, he says, it is finished. But Harlander is sick. Victor nails the diagnosis. Is it syphilis? Harlander confirms, 1 night with Venus, a lifetime with Mercury. He knows exactly what's coming. One fine morning, I will start to scream, and I will never stop. I cannot face such a vulgar demise. And here it is, the real price for his generous intervention. I want to be placed in this new perfect body. Victor is horrified. No. Harlander is desperate. I gave you everything you wanted. Victor tries to reason with him. The disease has spread. Your brain, your blood, it's all polluted. Harlander doesn't care. All you need to say is one simple word. He starts smashing the lab. If we lose that, we have nothing. Victor screams his name, Herr Harlander. He grabs him, and Harlander, in his syphilitic rage, falls backward, impaling himself on the silver conductor. Which flips the switch. The creature wakes up. It sees the sun. It feels the warmth. And its first word, Victor. Yes, of course it is. Just as the monster is born, Elizabeth shows up with the mail. She asks the one question Victor can't answer. Is my uncle here? Elizabeth is in the tower, and Victor, trying to play house, suggests a trip to the old estate. He's teaching his new son like a puppy. Careful, look down. Water. And the creature's response, Victor, of course. He's literally teaching a 7-foot-tall man-baby how to walk. And what not to touch. Oh no, hot. He's a proud papa. Sit, very good, very good. He even gives it a music box. What is this thing? This is the most twisted game of peekaboo ever. He tucks it in with a nice and warm blanket. And then in the coldest move yet, he just leaves it. You stay here now. I'll be back. The creature is terrified, but Victor locks the door. You see that? The instant abandonment. That's the kind of psychological gut punch you're here for. This is any NXT, we get it. Victor's voiceover tells us his plan was to mold him. He thought he'd reached the edge of the earth. But the post-creation depression is hitting hard. The achievement felt unnatural, void of meaning. Cut back to the ship. Victor is telling the captain his men want a mutiny. And the captain is just like him. The moment we're free, we're setting sails forwards. Victor sees this madman as a kindred spirit. Back to the lab, weeks passed, and his creation isn't learning. No further language or development occurred. He's just keeping it down. He shows it a mirror. That's you. He notes almost casually that its horrific scars are healing rather nicely. He tries to shave it, and the creature, probably confused, grabs the razor. Victor panics. You have to listen to me. I said drop it. The creature touches his face, and Victor screams, no, don't touch me. He cuts himself in the struggle and immediately blames his creation. you did this. But then he sees it, the creature's hand, it healed instantly. And Victor is terrified. He's now taking the creature on carriage rides, trying to soothe it. He's desperate for it to be smart. I know you have thoughts, I know. I mean, don't you? All it says is Victor. He's getting frustrated. Is there anything else that you can say? He's pointing at his feet. Boot, can you say boot? He's losing it. No, yes, no, yes. The creature flinches and Victor realizes, you are afraid of me. I'm not going to hurt you, I made you. He sounds just like his father. This is the kind of psychological parallel that makes your brain light up. You're addicted to this, aren't you? That's the NEXT guarantee. And right on cue, Elizabeth walks in. I have so much to show you. She's not here for his science project. Is my uncle here? Victor lies through his teeth. No, I'm alone, he's not here. He's manic, I am just very excited to see you. She's clearly not buying his fever act. William arrives and Victor tries to show off his notes. William has bigger news. I've spoken to the Royal Medical Society. This is everything Victor ever wanted. But Elizabeth cuts him off. The man downstairs, you saw him. She's seen the creature, his wounds, you wounded him like that. Victor's pathetic defense, no, I gave him life. He takes them to the cell, like a kid showing off a hamster. He's so proud, it is strong, William. All its systems are functional, and the healing is exceptional. Elizabeth cuts through the crap. Why is he chained here? Victor's answer, it doesn't know any better. He's already scheming, we have to prepare everything for the moment he returns. Elizabeth asks the one question that matters. Is it intelligent? Victor's silence is deafening. William is still trying to process the how. He asks about the soul. Victor's reply, no, I didn't. He didn't even consider it. William is officially creeped out, like a figure peeking around a funhouse mirror. But Elizabeth, she goes back to the cell. Can you say Elizabeth? The creature is trying, my throat makes sounds. And he says it, Eliza, bait. Victor is livid, he found her there, he calls his creation it. He's defensive, perhaps not as you understand it. Elizabeth just roasts him. You, the great Victor Frankenstein, you made a mistake. He whines that it just parrots his name. She suggests that maybe, just maybe, that word is its entire world. She's talking about our creator's breath, and he's just not getting it. He gets jealous and accuses her of being attracted to it. She hits back, what is pain if not evidence of intelligence? He throws a full-on tantrum. What about my pain? She delivers the final blow, the heart is